Epimanly, for the well-groomed man of the 90s. Epimanly gently removes unsightly nose hairs, and because Epimanly takes the hair from the root, you can go longer between trimmings. Epimanly's patented lift and yank action gently lifts and yanks the hair from the root. Epimanly's turbine rotary blades cast a gentle breeze over your face. Epimanly, for the well-groomed man of the 90s. Sold at fine stores everywhere.
Epimanly.
Epimanly, for the well-groomed man of the 90s.
And 2000s. And just for fun, I want to play the little intro I had for my cable access show. Here it is, the UFO show. Check this out from years ago. How do you like that? Very low tech. Very low. Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host. We're going on a quest for truth together. Here we are again, friends. It's Wednesday, however you want to say it, the middle of the week. And we're heading towards that big weekend coming up. Right in the middle here. Stuck in the middle with you, and no place I'd rather be than here with my fellow Truth Questers out there in TV land. Hello, everybody out there in TV land. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Well, let's go over to Chatlandia and see who's over there chatting. Shall we? Oh, we shall. And look, it was Catherine Weiss123. She's one of our ultra mods, and she says, "Hi, Aaron. Hi, Aaron." Then I said, "Hi, Weiss123, Kathy." My keyboard is still working. Look at that. How do you like that? Exclamation points. There's that behind the scenes stuff. Oh, and Cap78 Pack is also here. Another one of our ultra mods, Peggy Dancer. She says, "Hi, Aaron. Hi, Weiss123, Kathy." Then Kathy says, "Hi, Peggy." Then I said, "Hi, Cap78 Pack, Peggy." Exclamation points. And Peggy Dancer says, "I don't know what is going on with the internet today. Ugh. Anyone else? Seems to be okay here." Of course, I'm teetering on top of a telephone pole right now. That's where my little studio is, right on top of a telephone pole. Direct connection. That's the only way they could do it. Just kidding. Just kidding. And Kathy says, "My internet has been working so far today." Mine too. And I don't have very good intro net here. It's Spectrum. It's not very good. And it's the only thing they got out here. Only thing they got. Unless you want to go to Dish or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. I guess Starlink, maybe. I'm not so sure about all that stuff up in the cloud, you know. Hey, Starlink actually is above the clouds, right? Right? That's right. Are they? Or are they just with the clouds? I think they're above the clouds. All right. Well, I hope that Peggy's internet evens out a little bit and starts working well. And I hope that you're all having a great day and a great week. Well, let's hit this off and go on over to a place we love to go to, the land of Zuckers, because there's a Zucker born every minute. So let's cruise on over there and see what the heck is going on. Alrighty, Aphrodite, here we go. And that's my homepage there. War is dead, fear is fading, peace is here. And there's some of my friends. And look at that. Some of the original Hot Wheels. Look at that. And just great. I had one of these wheel cases too, and it was, I'm telling you, man, there was something absolutely magical about these original Hot Wheels. Here's the Diora, the Dodge Diora. It was like kind of like El Camino, but the cab was way in the front. Really cool car. I had that. I had all of these. So there you go. And here is the thumbnail tonight. And let me just explain this. We had several episodes ago, we had this. This is a close-up of the picture that was on the cover of one of our past shows. And this is allegedly a picture of 3I Atlas, that strange visitor in our universe, in our solar system, that some people think it might be a comet, might not be a comet, and maybe a spaceship, comet, who knows? But so we're all wondering. And I zoomed in. I added some contrast and zoomed in on the side here where it's not so bright. And it looks like there's a crater and or port, or maybe it's a window, or maybe it's a crater like from a meteorite or an asteroid hitting it. It's out there in space zipping around very fast, and other stuff is zipping around very fast. So if it's out there zipping around, other things zipping around might hit it. And so this could be, you know, I guess used as circumstantial evidence that maybe it is some sort of asteroid comet type thing. Or maybe it's a portal, maybe it's a window or some sort of, who knows, right? And you can see there's a hint of something here, but then again, it looks like it might be an artifact. You see these dark bands going here, but this seems to me to be clearly an impact crater or something manufactured. You know, so this is 684, episode 684. So here we go. And this is the scene above is at Area 51. And for those who've asked, where's Bob Lazar been, the man who claimed to work at S4 near Area 51, he's back. And so are the secrets of S4. And this is a trailer for the upcoming movie or series called Gravatar. Check this out.
Hi, I'm Bob Lazar. In December of 1988, I was hired as a senior staff physicist by a U.S. defense contractor called HG&P Special Projects. I was told that I would be working on an advanced propulsion system out in a remote area of the Nevada test site, known as Area 51. Wanting to protect myself, I decided to go public and reveal the secrets of S4.
Well, there's actually 9 flying saucers, flying discs that are out there of extraterrestrial origin.
He is not your typical straight-laced science guy. If you wanted to hire a guy who could think out of the box and help solve problems, Bob was probably the best person in the country at the time. He was perfect for it. People are catching on that what Bob said is true.
Physical evidence now exists which proves that there is life elsewhere, and at least one form of that life has been here. It was exactly like disarming a bomb every single day.
He was targeted.
And I saw the guy with the gun.
I was willing to fire back.
These briefings contained a wide spectrum of information, mostly relating to aliens and alien technology.
The people that have been keeping these secrets for a long time are not going to give this stuff up.
No one has ever been able to show exactly what I saw with my own eyes, until now.
Look at that. Oh, yeah.
The information we're getting now is going to come to an end.
The slightest wrong move could release a tremendous amount of energy. To start up the reactor, of course, we need some element 115.
But he had a piece of it, and I don't care whether people believe it or not.
Actually went up in the air like this.
Be here and suddenly be here.
We don't know where they came from.
This is my husband, Bob.
He didn't believe in flying saucers.
Wow.
OSAP becomes ATEP. ATEP gets on the front page of the New York Times. It leads to congressional hearings. It leads to Dave Grush. All the stuff that's unfolding right now traces back to Bob Lazar.
1988 when he came out, and I remember that. That was quite an exciting time, and it really seemed like we were on the verge of full disclosure. And look at this, is from the meme queen. There's a picture of a younger Donald J. Trump holding a dove. He's always been a man of peace. Here he is releasing it as president. And there's Jesus standing by on the corner, making sure everything's going as planned. Peace on earth, the meme queen. Thank you, meme queen. Oh, did you hear about this? Clarence Thomas is a rock star. Breaking, Democrats are on the verge of losing about 20 seats. Clarence Thomas torched the practice of drawing VRA district to favor minorities and Democrats. Yeah, they just make them all kinds of shapes to give the Democrats more seats based on race. That's unconstitutional. And so Clarence Thomas is going to, hopefully that goes well. Hopefully it goes well. Let's all cross our fingers. And we talk a lot about 3I Atlas, but this is another comet, Lemon, that's going through our solar system, and it's coming up October 15th is when you'll be able to see it in the sky. Check this out.
Starting October 15th, Comet Lemon will blaze across the heavens, a radiant green traveler returning after 1,000 years on its vast journey through the solar system. As night falls, look northwest after sunset or before dawn. There you'll see its shimmering coma glowing like emerald mist and a luminous tail stretching across the stars, more than twice the moon's width. By October 21st, Comet Lemon will reach its peak brightness, glowing brilliantly enough to be seen without a telescope. It's a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle, a fleeting cosmic encounter that no one alive today will ever witness again. So when the October sky begins to shimmer with that strange green light, take a moment to look up, make a wish, and remember how rare it is to see the universe writing in color. Starting October...
So, once every 1,000 years, this guy claims that if you see it now, you won't see it again. Well, they might not know that I plan to live forever, and so far my plan's working perfectly. And I'll let you all know how that second Lemon comet comes through. Oh yeah, being a very optimistic here. All righty then. Oh, and here we go. These women are artists. So this is a very interesting story. Where is the story? Comments below. Oh, comments below. So basically what happened was Elvis was performing in 1969 at this live venue, and someone yelled out a racial slur about his background singers. And he said, stop right there. These women are artists. And I can't remember exactly what he said. Maybe we need to go over here and see what it says. Okay. In a historic moment that reverberated through the Montgomery Coliseum and beyond, Elvis Presley halted his concert on April 25th, 1969, after a racial slur was hurled at his backup singers, the Sweet Inspirations. With 35,000 fans in attendance, the atmosphere shifted from excitement to tense silence as the king of rock and roll faced a pivotal choice: uphold the status quo or stand against racism. As Elvis performed Suspicious Minds, a voice from the crowd shattered the music, unleashing a racial insult aimed at the 4 black women sharing the stage with him. The band froze, the audience gasped, and time seemed to stand still. Elvis, visibly shaken yet resolute, stepped forward, microphone in hand, and delivered a powerful rebuke that would echo through history. "Stop right there," he declared, his voice steady, yet filled with conviction. "We're not going to go any further until this is made clear." With a fierce gaze, he pointed to the Sweet Inspirations, asserting their dignity and humanity. "These women are artists. They are my colleagues. They are my family." In that moment, Elvis rejected the racial divisions that plagued the South, challenging the audience to either accept his stance or leave. What followed was a spontaneous eruption of support as the crowd began to clap. Yes, with some even singing "We Shall Overcome." The Sweet Inspirations, initially stunned, joined in, and Elvis stepped back, allowing them to take center stage for a rendition of "People Get Ready." The performance transformed the concert into a profound act of unity and resistance against racism. Think about that. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. We don't know how lucky we are that we had a man like that in a position like that. Vaccinated but still got COVID? A new study helps explains why. You're retarded. I guess it's plain and simple. Thanks, Margie Long from Love, Light, and Truth for sharing that out. Breaking: 20 CIA and FBI agents have just confirmed Barack Obama personally worked with former CIA Director John Brennan to create the fake Russia hoax, and then hid the entire operation inside a classified CIA vault for nearly a decade. 20 agents, 1 conspiracy, a president caught red-handed. The Obama administration didn't just spy. They manufactured lies, weaponized intelligence, and buried the evidence to protect themselves. This isn't a theory anymore. It's confirmation. Barack Obama is absolutely finished. Oh, gosh, I sure hope so. Oh, look at this. This was almost the thumbnail for tonight's show. TVA is showing off their Halloween spirit with a giant Godzilla parade balloon at Watts Bar nuclear plant. Oh, my goodness. You might get some 911 calls. Or maybe people yelling, "Where's Mothra?" when you need him, right? Look at that. Is this real? I'm not even sure if this is real. You know, they can fake stuff so easily these days. But you know what? Some of the things you see on the show here on the Truth Quest might be AI. I just don't know. It's so hard to tell, right? John Solomon drops another bombshell. Congress secretly collected 30 million lines of phone data to create a dragnet of Trump supporters in January 6 cases, then tied to backdoor it to the FBI. Perhaps time for a refresher course on the Fourth Amendment. Perhaps Bongino Inc. put that out. And James put this out. And a higher egg intake is associated with less heart disease, less obesity, less type 2 diabetes, and cognitive decline. Eggs aren't the enemy. Eggs are nature's multivitamin. Eggs are healthy. I have 3 eggs a day. It's my main meal. 3 eggs. How do you like that? Oh, look at me. Oh, is this Debbie Washing Machine Schultz? I think that's Debbie Washing Machine Schultz. Wasserman Washing Machine Schultz. She's who's voting for her? She's got that ramen noodle hairdo. Looks like ramen noodles. Not a good look. Swear her in. Yeah, you hear about this? Speaker Mike Johnson just torched Democrats for storming his office late last night, yelling at Capitol Police officer while government remains shut down. And it's all they have is stupid little stunts, and they printed them on purple paper. How do you like that? Interesting. Oh, a 1-year memory, a 1-year bump. This is how we fight back against the system. LOL. 1-year memory. October 15th, 2024. Surveillance is no match for dad jokes. And there's me at Walmart, like you'll see me every time I go in. I wave hysterically. Hello, everybody out there in TV land. You know, because if they're going to surveil us, we should have fun with it. Don't you think? Oh, I think. Cap 78 Pack says, I'm still here, just listening. Okay, awesome. And Kathy puts this out. Please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Hit the old thumbs up because it helps the old algo rhythm and the algo beat and the algo lyrics. How do you like them algos? And thanks, Kathy, for putting that out there. And hello, everybody out there in TV land. Oh, and this is really sad. It's really sad how evil some people are and how hateful they are. Look at this. Someone, D. Janko Unchained Jenkins, put this out. I can't tell if it's a man or woman. I think it's a man. Says, if I see any children dressed up in some hashtag MAGA type of costume like this little worm, I'm going to be giving them my special fentanyl-laced candy. Antifa action. Isn't that just disgusting? It's so wrong. Ugh. They should arrest that person like right away. That person should not be walking around. Definitely shouldn't be handing out candy at any time of the year. Don't you think? My goodness. Ugh. Just disgusting. And Dad Jokes put this out. There's a new movie coming out about mobile homes. I just saw the trailer. It's pretty good. Oh, yeah. Movie about mobile homes. Just saw the trailer. Oh, yeah. Here's more proof. Chris Riggin from Facebook Conservatives put this out, or shared this. Breaking: Henry Ford vaxxed versus unvaxxed study found vaccinated kids had 453% more neurodevelopmental disorders. 57% were chronically ill after 10 years. 57%, more than half. Henry Ford birth cohort N equals 18,468. Tracked children from birth for 10 years. Vaccinated kids had 496% more autoimmune disease, 453% more neurodevelopmental disorders, 329% more asthma, 203% more atopic disease. After 10 years, 75% of vaccinated versus 17% of unvaccinated had chronic illness. So if you're unvaccinated, 17% of them had chronic illnesses, but the vaccinated, 57%. I think that's pretty clear that unvaccinated is healthier. Of course, you're born with everything already in your body that you need, except food. Just got to keep eating food. Good food. Good food is medicine. Alpha Warrior put this out. Leave the government shut down. President Trump is about to prove that they never wanted you to understand, that America doesn't need the Federal Reserve or the IRS to survive. Through tariff-based revenue, America can fund its government directly through the power of trade and production, not through debt, slavery, and income taxation. When America controls its tariffs, it controls its destiny. No middleman, no middlemen, no global bankers, no Fed manipulation. The shutdown exposes the truth. We never needed them. We only needed a leader willing to pull the plug. Checkmate. Keystone shared that. Thanks, Key. And what's this? I just got over my addiction to chocolate, marshmallows, and nuts. I won't lie. It was a rocky road. Sure was a rocky road, all right. Got over my addiction of chocolate, marshmallows, and nuts. It was a rocky road. That's from Puns. Don't you love that? Bongino Inc. put this up. President Trump reveals very wealthy private donor has offered to pay U.S. troops salary if funding ran out amid U.S. government shutdown. No president has ever looked out for America like this president. Dems should be ashamed. And here's our fearless leader. Let's listen to what he says here from One America News Network.
Honestly, can I put it in plain words for you? And you're a smart guy, so you all understand, but a lot of people don't. The Democrats are getting killed on the shutdown because we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we were opposed to. So we're being able, and they're never going to come back in many cases. So we're being able to do things that we were unable to do before. So we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we wanted to close up or that we never wanted to happen, and now we're closing them up. And we're not going to let them come back. The Democrats are getting killed. And we're going to have a list of them on Friday, closing up some of the most egregious, socialist, semi-communist, probably not full communist, we're saving that for New York, but semi-communist programs, and we're closing them up. We're not closing up Republican programs because we think they work. So the Democrats are getting killed, but they're not telling the people about that. I say it, nobody, well, I haven't said it probably as bluntly as I just said it, but so we are closing up Democrat programs that we think that we disagree with, and they're never going to open again.
They are so stupid not to open the country up. But they're going to be losers. Oh, did you know that now this is from a while back, I think from the 80s maybe or 90s, at Routian, Rockabilly Hoodlums, a clip from British Graffiti, a short London film school documentary about the style, conscious 50s and rock and roll style. It features Ellie and Ed, a young couple. Okay, check this out. It's pretty cool.
The rock and roll scene in Britain is right now is much bigger than it is in the United States. I've been coming over here probably since 1987, and I was amazed at particularly the weekenders that they have, where you check in for 3 days and hear bands and dance and play records, and everybody sings and smiles. Really a good place to be.
Yeah, people come from all over the place, hundreds of miles away, Sweden, Germany, Holland. They get together for the weekend. All they want to do is rock and roll.
I do a reception for Hemsby. The last one had about 3,000 people there, so you can imagine how busy it was. It was very, very tiring. You're just virtually awake for the whole weekend, and I love it. I'd do it every weekend if I could. I couldn't put up with a secretarial job or working in an office all day long. It just sort of bore me. Rock and roll's my life. I've got to work with it.
I can't handle a 9 to 5 job, you know. I prefer to be around the scene as much as I possibly can. Even if it's only just a function or a club somewhere. I've just got to have it around me all the time. I'm from Munich in Germany, and there's a rocking scene in Germany, but it's not as good as in England, you know, and that's the only reason why I moved to England, only for the rocking scene.
How come the girls aren't dancing? Isn't that cool? Rockabilly is alive and well in England. Imagine that. President Trump posthumously awards Charlie Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So sad what happened to him. Oh my God. So sad. Pray for her and his little kids and everyone. But it's really has on if you can find the silver lining in it, there's a huge revival going on in America and the world, I think. So it's pretty incredible. Just so you know, fascists, Nazi dictators don't free Jewish hostages from a regime of fascist dictators. Right? Oh, their narratives never match up with each other, do they? Oh, TMK shared this out. This is Michelle Obama was never proud to be an American except when she was first lady. Jill Biden committed elder abuse towards her husband to stay in power. Melania Trump reunited war-torn children with their families. We are not the same. Thanks, 300 guns. And look at this. Il Donald Trumpo put this out. You know, I kind of saved the world today. That's something he definitely would say. Oh gosh, he's so funny. So funny indeed. Oh, and here is Comet 3I Atlas, weird object that came from another star, or who knows where. All right, let's check this out.
On July 1st, 2025, the Atlas Survey Telescope in Chile picked up what looked like a faint, fuzzy dot moving against the background stars. Nothing unusual at first. But when astronomers calculated its trajectory, they realized something extraordinary. This object wasn't orbiting the sun. It was passing through. Think of our solar system like a roundabout. Everything native to our system, planets, asteroids, comets, they're all going around and around in roughly the same direction. But 3I Atlas, it's driving the wrong way on a hyperbolic trajectory, meaning it came from outside, and it's not sticking around. Even weirder, it's traveling in a retrograde orbit, moving opposite to almost everything else in our solar system. By late October, it's going to reach perihelion, its closest point to the sun, passing relatively near Mars's orbit. After that, it'll slingshot back out into interstellar space, and we'll probably never see it again. On July 1st, 2025, the Atlas Survey Telescope in Chile.
How do you like that? Interesting, isn't it? But nobody knows what it is. Nobody knows. If they say they know, they don't know. People are saying all kinds of things. It's crazy. Glenn Beck put this out. This is a genius. This is the genius of Donald Trump. Instead of using the State Department playbook, which has failed every time in our lifetimes to bring peace to the Middle East, he took a business approach, focusing on what the Arab world actually wanted: stability. Smart guy. No one else could figure that out. He did. That's amazing. Did you see this? Oh my goodness, this is the big toe. Amazing Animals put this out. Proof of the existence of Bigfoot has, for decades, largely been ignored or tried to be discredited by skeptics. In 1923, The great toe of the right foot, pictured here. Look at that thing. It's got fur on it and everything. In the hand of the original finder was discovered in a hunter's trap in the forest surrounding Tacoma, Washington. Scammers are posting a colorized version. Don't be deceived by it. The relic created considerable interest at the time, but ultimately was donated to the museum wing of the Moody Institute of Science, where it was occasionally placed on display along with a notification of uncertainty of its authenticity. In 1989, growing interest in Bigfoot resulted in sequencing of the DNA, equally of adrene and thiamine and cytosine was questionable, established the ratio of purine to, this is a lot of stuff, okay. It basically was found to be unlike any known primate, and the Condon sequence suggested a previously unknown species had been identified. So they sequenced the DNA, and it's unlike any other primate. Look how huge that thing is. And if this is indeed real, which I guess the sequencing proves it, at least it's from some unknown animal, possibly Bigfoot. So if this is really Bigfoot's toe, let's look at that. If you want to give a Bigfoot a gift, I'd say a manicure set, a pedicure set, a set of files perhaps. That nail looks like it needs some filing, don't you think? Clipping and filing. So, well, he's got one less toe to clip now, right? Toenail. I like that. That's so weird looking. That's the big toe of Bigfoot. Big toe. I call him Big Toe. Guy named Joe tells Elon that the Tesla autopilot chimes are too loud and waking up his baby. Tesla honors Joe's request and makes the new setting that lowers alert volume. Tesla names it Joe mode after the dude. That's pretty cool. Happy birthday, Charlie Kirk. So sad. So incredibly sad. And they also say that he may have had aspirations to be president or to be some important figure in politics. And Anna Paulina Luna, everybody's favorite UFO legislator, Florida Congresswoman, reveals her Air Force UFO encounter and claims lawmakers saw evidence of interdimensional beings. Too cool for school. A Florida Congresswoman has shocked audiences after recounting her own UFO encounter during her Air Force service and claiming that several lawmakers have privately viewed classified evidence suggesting the existence of interdimensional beings. Speaking at a closed congressional briefing, she described a silent disc-shaped craft that appeared and vanished without radar detection, leaving her and her unit in disbelief. Isn't that cool? I like that. Oh, and Darla Lane Mason put this out. Trump is for world peace. Yes. Isn't that nice? So cool. And there's our last show. So that brings us over to here. Over to here. And Cap 78 Pack says, looks like the FIFA award in the center. There also Ezekiel's wheel in the Bible. Yes, that Ezekiel's wheel is such an interesting story. Wow. Yeah, that's I would love to hear the original translation of that from Aramaic. From Aramaic to English instead of Aramaic to Latin to whatever steps it took to get, because every time you do it, you lose something, I think. So they should go back to the original. I think there's a woman doing that, and find out exactly what Ezekiel saw. So interesting, isn't it? So interesting. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Well, let's go on over to, we're making good time tonight. Let's go to X. X marks the spot. Oh, no way. Really? No way. Yeah, way. Okay, here we are. Over on X. Let's cruise on over there. Here we are at my page on X. There's our show with the big asteroid impact crater or window portal on these 3i Atlas. And look at this guy, a flying bicycle designed by student inventor Fusha Saki achieved pedal-powered flight. Look at that. Wow. Pretty cool. Look at him go. So, okay, that's neat, but where are you going to park that thing? You need a really wide garage, right? Unless it folds up. And only for short flights because, you can get worn out. Maybe you could get a Tesla robot to pedal that thing for you. That may be too heavy, though. Here's Kash Patel. Holy crap, FBI Director Kash Patel announces the location of 5,400 children, victims, and criminals. Listen to this.
Fentanyl seized. Just to put that in perspective, the 3-month span, you had 8,700 arrests of violent criminals. You had 2,200 firearms seized off the streets permanently to safeguard our communities. You had 421 kilograms of fentanyl seized. Just to put that in perspective, that's enough to kill 55 million Americans alone. You had 45,000 kilograms of cocaine seized, and thanks to our Department of Justice partners, you had 2,100 indictments in 3 months, from June to September alone. Mr. President, that in and of itself would be historic for a 4-year presidency. You did that in 7 months because you let good cops be cops, and you partnered us with the right people at the Department of Justice to put the handcuffs on and bring them to court and put them in prison. And if that weren't enough, when you look at the year, for the entire 7-month period that we're talking about here, if you look at the past 4 years of the Biden administration, 16,000, 17,000, 15,000, 15,000. That's the number of arrests year over year of violent felons in this country for the Biden administration. Mr. President, in 7 months, you have 28,600 arrests of violent felons in just 7 months alone because of your leadership and the dedication of the men and women at the FBI who want to go out there and do the job they were prevented from doing because that department used to be weaponized and politicized. And this is what happens when you take out the fangs of weaponization. This number is historic by every metric. 28,000 people have been arrested, violent felons alone. And then when you go over there and look at some of these charts, if you don't mind, I'll just hop over here. Look at the metrics for not just violent crime, but the homeland. Mr. President, during your administration, the FBI has found and located 5,400 children. That is a 30% increase year to date over the last administration. Violent crimes against children arrests alone are up 10%. Gang arrests are up 210% in the last 7 months alone. And transnational organized crime, which Stephen Miller has been a great partner in, is up over 12% alone. These numbers are historic just as a snapshot. But just so people don't think we're focusing on violent crime alone, the national security mission, Mr. President, under your leadership has never been stronger.
Isn't that nice? He's doing a great job. We should give him a big applause for that. Major breaking news. This is good.
Are not allowed to use what other people use against us. There's no defense. It'll be a disaster for America. That's why I think I'm going to go to the Supreme Court to watch it. I've not done that, and I had some pretty big cases. I think it's one of the most important cases ever brought, because we will be defenseless against the world. Okay? Are not allowed to use what other people use against us.
Yeah. So the Supreme Court's going to lay down the law on that. That's good. James Woods. Here's what Obama wrote. The values Michelle and I tried to represent, my successor seemed the opposite. Not seemed, did, Obama. Correct. Your successor married a biological woman, secured our borders, brought peace to the Middle East, and closed down the money laundromat your party thrives on. Yes. Survives on. That's it. Yeah. Oh, do you hear this? Now, Elon Musk shared this out. This is terrible. And this is why all these Soros people need to be gotten out of where they are. This was a racist verdict by a racist judge. The simple test to apply is if the races has been reversed, the white kids would be in prison. Equal justice for all. Right Angle News. Breaking: DC Judge Kendra Briggs has allowed the 2 teens who jumped Edward Big Balls Corestein to avoid jail and sentenced them to simple probation, stating her job is to rehabilitate, not punish. Wrong. Your job is to punish. If you don't punish them, they're going to keep on doing it. Kendra. But of course, Soros probably sends you lots of big checks to say that kind of garbage. Unbelievable. Oh, did you hear about this? State Farm, check this out.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm got caught funneling money illegally into an Illinois Supreme Court justice's campaign fund through various charities so that he would overturn a verdict against them in Illinois for $1 billion for not filing claims for things that they should have filed claims for. And they got caught doing this and got hit with a RICO and got hit with $250 million fines. But they still made a profit of $750 million by not having to pay the initial verdict against them that was for $1.1 billion. And also, they're still a company. How is this a thing? Like a good neighbor, State Farm got...
Yeah, these companies that break the law like that, they should tear them apart. They shouldn't even be around. You hear about this? Italy. Okay, just let's listen to the video.
Breaking news. The story shaking Europe tonight. Italy is threatening to walk out of the European Union. Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni didn't stutter. She looked straight at Brussels and said, "That's enough. My country is leaving." Her words were calm, but they cut like a blade. She accused EU leaders of turning Europe into a private club for elites, making decisions behind closed doors while ordinary towns suffer. She spoke of lies, manipulations, and unfair quotas forced on Italians. No more silence, Meloni declared, vowing that Italy would no longer pay for the mistakes of others. The impact was immediate. The euro slipped. Markets trembled. European leaders froze in shock. Meloni framed it not as rebellion, but as a rebirth Italy reclaiming its sovereignty and dignity, free from what she calls chains. Across the continent, the echo is deafening. Some say this could be the beginning of the end for the EU. Others argue it might mark a new era where nations break free and act alone. So what do you think? Could Italy really slam the door on Brussels? And if it does, can the European Union survive without one of its founding members?
Here's a tip. Never name something the EU because it's really EU, right? EU. Yeah, don't name it that. It's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. This Davy Jones put this out. No kings. Your party skipped the primary, crowned Kamala without a single vote, and tried to erase Trump from the ballot when your legal warfare crashed and burned. That's not democracy. That's authoritarianism with a blue sticker. That's right. Oh, this is so cute. This is so... Oh, okay, wait a minute. We got to stop this. All right, I got to get this bigger. Okay, this is good. Any dog fans out there? You're going to love this one. Who is the one with the power? The owner or the dog? Watch this.
Nothing about dogs not liking costumes, because watch this. And I want you guys to take a good look at me right now, okay? What do you want, Duncan, huh? What is it? What do you want? Yeah, you want it? Where is it? Where is it, buddy? All right. And watch. It doesn't end here. It's usually what
Look at this dog.
Yeah, I know what you're telling me. Again, take another look at me. All right, we're going. Hold on. Ridiculous. Okay, we're back. And now watch this. And you may be wondering, Haley, what did you have to do to get him out?
The mystery machine.
This. This is what I had to do. I had to match. So now my fucking neighbors probably think I'm ill. So yeah, where we're at. Like, can you imagine what they think I'm doing inside? They probably think I'm doing this.
Oh, isn't that funny? Oh, her dog won't go out unless she puts on what? He has to be the mystery machine, and she has to be Scooby-Doo. See, that's why you can't let your dogs watch cartoons, folks. There's consequences. She'll love it. Oh, we need stuff like that, don't we? Oh, yes, we do. So badly. So badly. Holy crap, Representative Nancy Pelosi loses it. Listen to this. What a nut job she is.
Congresswoman Pelosi, are you at all concerned that the new January 6th committee will find you liable for that day? Are you at all concerned about the new January 6th committee finding you liable for that day? Why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th?
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
The American people want to know. We still have questions. Thank you. Congresswoman Pelosi, are you at all concerned?
The reporter smiled after I got her to say, shut up. Wow. Yeah. Remember what Q said. In the end, they won't be able to walk down the streets. They won't be able to walk down the streets. That's how guilty they are. And Brick Suit put this out. Dan Scavino Jr. reposted this. What did John Bolton do with all of his yellow notepads that he always took copious notes on in the cabinet room, Oval Office, Situation Room, traveling abroad, etc., etc., etc.? So he's got a yellow notepad that he just has in all of these places. Yeah, who got to see that? And let's see those notepads. Let's see what you wrote. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, this is another funny one. This is good. Look at this. a really good robot, that guy does. That's funny. Oh, we need stuff like that. You hear about this? Update. Secretary Seth's plane has safely landed at RAF Mildenhall, a British Air Force base. So they had an emergency. I guess the windshield cracked on the Air Force plane that he was on. But everyone was okay. So that's just good. That's just good. Here's Tom Homan, our favorite guy. Let's hear what he said.
Out of the 300,000 children, I looked at the numbers just yesterday. We've located over 23,000 of them. So 23,000 locations of the 300,000. Well, President Trump's committed. We're not going to stop till we find every one of them, or at least run every lead down on those 300,000 children. That's a big plus for the administration, because the last administration wasn't even looking for them. So, but as far as with Chicago's coming along with every other sanctuary city. President Trump is committed that we're going to focus and prioritize sanctuary cities, because that is where the problem is. We know for a fact they're releasing public safety threats to the streets every day rather than handing them over to ICE so we can deport them. Out of the 300,000 children, I looked at the numbers just yesterday. We've located.
Yep. All right. Yes. Yellow, and Trump kept the red folders. That's right. Here's Tulsi Gabbard. I'm telling you, I think she could be president, or some other very, very big role. Maybe governor or something. Check this out.
The president is demonstrating what it means to put America first. He is absolutely tireless. I know somebody made a comment on the plane. It goes on these long trips and these long plane rides, doesn't sleep. He's working throughout those flights, hits the ground running, and gets directly to business. I think it is perfect that the president was successful in striking this historic peace deal, bringing people together who normally, as you said, wouldn't even talk to each other, don't agree on much of anything. But President Trump was able to make sure that on this day, as we memorialize and remember Charlie's love and dedication to peace and to freedom and to caring for others, that this is happening in the midst of President Trump making sure that those 20 hostages were now in the loving embrace of their families, making sure that as this next phase begins, those families who have not been able to welcome their loved ones home will soon be able to bury their loved ones and to say goodbye. I think President Trump is demonstrating exactly why Charlie Kirk worked tirelessly to get him elected, to rally support across the country amongst young people and college students, rising above the normal partisan politics and really talking about freedom and talking about peace, making this connection between us, we the people today, the power being in our hands, all the way back to our Constitution and the vision that our founding fathers had for our country. Charlie Kirk lived that vision, showed that he is a warrior for truth and for freedom, and his words were his weapons as he destroyed lies and really inspired people to think critically, to talk to each other, and to treat each other with respect.
Treat each other with respect. That's the most important one. Kirill Dmitriev, that Russian diplomat, not so sure about this, but we will find out soon. Ask Representative Luna. U.S. Homeland Security News update. The Soviet KGB determined in a secret report for Soviet Premier Khrushchev that a conspiracy led by Vice President LBJ executed the JFK assassination in 1963. The FBI director and CIA was also involved. Russia hands over its JFK assassination files to U.S. lawmaker. Isn't that interesting? Wow. Here's another interesting little thing here. So this is in response to this from Disclosed TV. Just in, Fox News, CNN, CBS News, and NBC News refused to sign new Pentagon press rules. And this Q post, this is October 14th, and this is October 4th, 2018. Israeli intelligence stand down. And here's term, and there's a number there. Media assets will be removed, Q. Good. Media assets will be removed from the Pentagon. They're running around, they're just like lurking around there. There's secret stuff going on there that they shouldn't be able to walk past a door and hear something. That shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen. Fan Trump Army put this out, and this is our favorite Pam Bondi.
We're witnessing a new era of political violence. Assassins have tried to murder President Trump twice and tried to kill Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh. In Minnesota, legislators and even children attending Mass were gunned down in cold blood in 2 separate incidents. And an assassin targeted and murdered our friend Charlie Kirk. A sniper shot 3 people at a Texas ICE facility, and now more than 200 violent rioters were at a Chicago ICE facility chanting, "Arrest ICE, shoot ICE." At least one had a gun. We've seen this before. We saw it in Portland and with the LA riots. These are not peaceful protests. These are coordinated attacks by radical extremists, and they end now. Anyone who threatens or assaults our federal officers will be arrested and charged federally, not in some liberal state court. Same goes for anyone who's funding and aiding these extremists. You will be dismantled brick by brick. We are taking our country back. Make America safe again.
Awesome. Pam Bondi, rocking it. Rocking it. And look at this. Look at all these eagles in Branson, Missouri.
I've never seen anything.
Not moving an inch. Holy cow, look at all of them. They're everywhere. They're on the cars, too.
I have never seen anything.
Not moving an inch.
We're not going anywhere.
Wow. Bald eagles everywhere.
Holy cow, look at all of them.
Look at
They're everywhere. They're on the cars, too.
I have never seen anything.
Not moving an inch.
We're not going anywhere.
Isn't that weird? Fan Trump Army put this out. Do you believe this decision was appropriate? Marco Rubio, U.S. Secretary of State. U.S. moves to declare Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist group. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, good idea. What took so long? Right? Oh, and MJ Truth Ultra put this out. Holy shizzles. The Russian embassy will hand over evidence of who assassinated JFK. Look at that. There's Anna Paulina Luna, representative, talking about it there, and Kirill Dmitriev. She's gonna meet with him. They're coming. He's coming. So that's gonna be incredible. Incredible. Oh, this is good. Trump girl put this out. Bill Lincoln, Democrats. Bill JFK, Democrats. Bill MLK, Democrats. KKK, segregation, Jim Crow, the Democrats, Confederacy, Democrats, Democrats. And who is being blamed for all the hate? Yeah. The media is completely dishonest and completely upside down. Oh, and look at this new LGBT flag. Oh, look. Liberty, guns, beer, and something that starts with a T. What do you think that is? Oh, it's so funny. Oh, and here's a good one. You know, Byron Donalds is another future president, I predict. Let's get this up here and give this its due. Check it out.
He once convinced a hurricane to self-deport.
Alligators call him Florida Man. When he's on the road, snowbirds stay in the slow lane. When he goes swimming, the sharks clear the area. He doesn't sweat, the heat does. He is the most electable man in Florida.
I don't always run for governor, but when I do, I win. Stay MAGA, my friends.
Yeah. Very meaningful.
He once convinced a hurricane to
self-deport. So good. So good. Oh, and here's a nice reminder of Salty Amazeballs put this out. Donald Trump, front and center, tip of the spear, right here. The leader of the group here, his military school that he went to. He was the top guy in everything. Imagine that. Wow. So cool. Ronald McDonald activated. Let's watch this, shall we? Stretch it out a little. And here we go.
Put on notice, if you fuck around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before. The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer. 2024 is our final battle. They stole our jobs and they plundered our wealth. The future does not belong to globalists. The future belongs to patriots.
The activation word, Ronald McDonald.
We will drive out the globalists. Patriots go. We will cast out the communists. America will start winning again. Winning like never before. We will bring back our jobs. We will bring back our borders. And we will bring back our dreams.
Awesome. What a journey. Dan Scavino. Oh, man, it's so cool. And Javier Milei, Trump brings him to the White House. Welcomes him at the White House.
President Trump, sir, is Hamas holding up their end of the deal, sir? Find out. Your message to the people of Argentina, please. Love that. Be there for them. And have a great leader. Very great leader. Thank you.
Isn't that cool? Javier Milei, he could be a rock star. He could start a band. I think he'd be successful as a rock star too. Look at this. Beings are visiting us from other dimensions, confirms the FBI. Did you see this? From 1947. There's that 49. I can't really read it. But yeah, they talk about the discs. Some have people, some have beings in them, some are remotely controlled. The beings are human looking, but they're much bigger than us. And they're here peacefully, peaceful mission. They're thinking about settling here. And yeah, so it's interesting. Declassified. Very interesting. UFO Mania. Thanks for putting that out there. Time magazine wrote a relatively good story about me, but the picture may be the worst of all time. They disappeared my hair and then had something floating on top of my head that looked like a floating crown, but an extremely small one. Really weird. I never liked taking pictures from underneath angles, but this is a super bad picture. It really was. They did it on purpose, of course, and deserves to be called out. What are they doing and why? Well, they're trying to be jerks all the time, and they're doing it. They are succeeding. U.S. Homeland Security News. Trump. They reposted the Trump truth. The House and Senate should push hard for more daylight. At the end of the day, very popular, and most importantly, No more changing of the clocks, a big inconvenience, and for our government, a very costly event, DJT. And also, it's been shown, I've seen this in previous years when they talked about daylight savings time. People die, and it puts like a shock into people and pets. They get fed at 7 o'clock, but now 7 o'clock's an hour later, they're hungry for an hour. So yeah, lots of reasons to do that. And that's very interesting. Donald Trump, the White House put this out. There's that message. I think we're going to skip that. And UFO mania. A 3-eye atlas is not a comet. Coordinated light pulses detected across 2 observatories. For the past 3 weeks, we've been observing 3-eye atlas, an interstellar object currently passing through our outer solar system, using 2 synchronized observation setups. A 16-inch optical telescope in India and a dual spectrum telescope in Chile. We've detected something extraordinary, repeating flashes of light that cannot be explained by natural cometary activity. Here's what we found. Pulse sequence 8, 13, 8, 5, 13, 8, consistently repeating over multiple nights. Spectral signature near 1,420 megahertz hydrogen line, commonly theorized as universal frequency for interstellar signaling. Really? Geographical consistency, identical patterns observed simultaneously across 15,000 kilometer separation, ruling out atmospheric or local interference. Duration and energy, stable pulses, unaffected by rotation or orientation, suggesting active control. We analyzed the pattern and using entropy weighted frequency models, which suggest a deliberate signal rather than a random outgassing. Conceptually, the message seems to read, they're making a call on this. Observe, prepare, understand. The gate awaits. The gate awaits. We're aware this sounds insane. We double-checked every calibration, cross-referenced logs, and confirmed the same pattern at both sites. The government's official networks, NASA, ESA, are mostly inactive due to the current White House closure. Why would the European Space Agency, unless they get their money from us? So this may be humanity's first chance to see evidence of structured interstellar communication. I think they're, just by reading that and thinking about it, it sounds, well, it sounds interesting, but I'm not sure if we can really deduct all that from that, right? And it sure looks different now, doesn't it? I'd sure like to know what it really looks like. But it's going so fast, you know. Are you serious?
While most Americans had to write a big fat check to the government today to pay their taxes, over 100,000 federal workers are not paying their taxes. In 2021, the IRS found that almost 150,000 federal workers owe about $1.5 billion in unpaid taxes. Over 5,000 of them work at the IRS and owe $50 million in overdue taxes. Even though the IRS can fire its workers that are not paying their taxes, only 20 people have been terminated. That double standard is something Senator Joni Ernst, Senate Doge Caucus chair, wants to stop. She's introducing several bills aimed at cleaning up the IRS. One bill would require IRS employees to be audited every year and fired if they don't pay their taxes. But while the IRS is not catching the tax cheats on their own payroll, they are busy arming their workforce. Ernst is also calling out.
Yeah, they should fire him. I think they should fire him. Oh, look at this. A green for go. Yeah, did you notice the folders are green? There, it's the color of Pepe. Green for go. Could be. Green for go. Oh, look at Trump in his peace suit. Wouldn't that be cool? the peacemaker president, Gator Gar, put that out. Oh, and look at this. Trump getting peace in the Middle East, ending 8 wars and closing the border. Break out the chisels. Trump belongs on Mount Rushmore, and everyone knows it. Isn't that cool? I think he belongs on the other side, though. Oh, never give up on your dreams. Steve put this out. Former McDonald's employee brokers Middle East peace deal. He sure did. Don't you love it? Oh, yeah. There's a natural disaster unfolding in Alaska, and it isn't in the news. Look at this. Houses floating down the river there. Wow. Typhoon. Look at that. 20 people are missing. This house go. Can you imagine having a house like that and seeing that happen to it? Oh my God. At least the garage is still there. Wow. Sad. So sad. Yeah, they should cover it. It's not getting covered. I hope Brad Zerbo's okay. He's there in Alaska, you know, and Abby. Brick suit. I love everything about this exchange. Donald Trump. I am pleased to announce that the great Dan Scavino, in addition to remaining Deputy Chief of Staff of the Trump administration, will head the White House Presidential Personnel Office, replacing Sergio Gore, who did a wonderful job in that position and will now become ambassador. Elon Musk says, "Congratulations, Dan Scavino." And Dan Scavino says, "Thank you, Elon Musk." Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Just the justice cometh. Are you seeing it yet? He says. This is drop 2450, Q drop. 11/7/2018. We are going to show you a new world. Those who are blind will not see the light. A beautiful, brave new world lies ahead. We take this journey together, one step at a time. Where we go one, we go all. Q. Isn't that cool? And that's in response to FBI Director Kash Patel. Seems fitting that on this Columbus Day, where we celebrate the discovery of the new world, at Real Donald Trump brought peace to the world, the old world, historic beyond comprehension. Thanks, POTUS. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? From the Babylon Bee, Hamas releases all prisoners except one in Colorado, Tina Peters. Yeah, that's so sad. And there's our last show. That's going to do it, folks, for tonight. That's it. And I want to thank you all for coming along, because you are the Truth Questers. Thanks for hitting the old thumbs up and sharing this on out. And give my little message. Thank you all so very much. Thank you all so very much. Alrighty then. And Kathy says, "Good night, everyone." Then I said, "Thank you all so very much." Exclamation points. Don't you love it? Oh, I love it. I love it. And don't forget, we're here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right around 9 p.m. Central, because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious, and the paranormal is the new normal. So keep your cameras pointed to the skies so you can take a picture of that crazy UFO or that Bigfoot toe and come on to the Truth Quest and talk about it. Until then, peace in. We're getting world peace. We are getting world peace, friends. This is so amazing. And let's just cross our fingers that the bad guys don't do something bad. The good guys outnumber the bad guys. Just remember that. And I know that Cap 78 Pack, Peggy Dancer, would be typing right now. Peace in. God bless you all. Much love. And all of those nice little icons they have. But she's having internet trouble, so I don't see her posting that. I'll wait a little bit longer because we like to show our ultra mods messages. If not, we feel it. We know you're here, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Peace in, world peace. We'll see you on Friday. Oh, look at that. Kicked again. Oh my. Well, it looks like you're back. It looks like you're back. That's good to hear from you before we sign off. So thanks again, and thank you for your donation too. Recent donation, Peggy Dancer. And she says, thanks, Aaron. And she gives a heart. Isn't that sweet? Thank you very much, Peggy. That's awesome. We'll see you on Friday. Peace in. Peace in.